Давайте пробежимся, что ли. Давайте туда пробежимся.
Я сразу говорю, без обид, у меня сенса полетела, если что-то где-то не получится, не обижайтесь.
Ничего это не
Мне
будет.
просто этот фирвис кидает в глаз, получает. А я понимаю, то, что он такой человек, если его придет, он начинает агриться, гореть, все дела. Из-за этого я не этого класса, профессионал дополнительно его не было. Играю как могу.
Я тоже этот новую настройку сделал. Удобство.
А что сколько фокус сюда?
Я про себя тут начинаю дать 20% будет.
We've been to so many places lately. What do you say we take a day off from adventuring and just find somewhere nice to relax? Let Paimon think. Where are some nice places we could go? Oh, why don't we pay Cloud Retainer a visit at Mount Outsong? It's been a while since we last saw that illuminated bird. She's always the one popping up out of Here we are, right outside her boat. You still remember the first time we came here, and when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated? We probably don't need to bring any offerings now. Huh? Traveler? Whoa. What a pretty lady. Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer? Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special. As expected of that bird lady, really. She must have a whole bunch of it. Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right? Want to go up to her and say hello? Helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon's job as your reliable guide. Paimon's got this.
Не пап делает, он на телефоне делает.
Hello. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the.
Я не знаю, у меня
Paimon doesn't think we've met, but we're all.
You two... What is this tomfoolery? Has this shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
Wait, you're. Huh? You're the illuminated bird? But you look human. How did that happen?
Oh, donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations before.
So, you're indulging now because?
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
You? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. In fact, Paimon can think of several examples. Like last year, when you suddenly appeared on the top of a roof without any warning. Or...
меня,
Hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless she asked?
Oh? So you have taken care to follow the proper rules of etiquette after all. Most commendable.
Well, this is all
One has never found oneself lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, It is the gesture that one values above all else. So long as you've shown proper respect and consideration, the quantity or quality...
Kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Anyway, right. So by disciples, you must mean Ganyu and Shenhe. It's also been a while since we last saw them.
One planned to extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself. Shenhe and Ganyu should be quite pleased to see you again. However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here. You have cause to seek one's company?
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing. We were hoping you'd tell us one of your stories. Who knew we'd...
As that's if there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste for Liyue Harbor. Ganyu is likely still working at Yue High...
That's great! Then let's all go to Liyue Harbor!
Давно посмотрел, как традиционно строить.
Shenhe has also secured employment recently. In her correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return for the foreseeable future. Huh. They think one was so easily mollified.
We're almost at Wei High Pavilion! Hey, do you think... Guess we have no idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait, where did she go? Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two can go and meet with her.
But why? Isn't it better if we all go together?
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One fears that would only result in her staying up all night to make up for lost time. One does not wish to trouble her. Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice.
Fair enough. Makes sense. All right then, we'll just pass on your...
Cloud Retainer? Oh,
Oh! Busted.
Is that lady someone you know, Miss Ganyu?
She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming meeting for a little bit? I believe my schedule today is quite full. Although,
Oh, not to worry, Miss Ganyu. I'll make the necessary...
Thank you, Huixin.
It's been a while, Ganyu!
Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too. It's been quite some time since I last saw you in this form.
you are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this Cloud Retainer of whom you...
Huh?
Seems she's not buying it.
That was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to recognize one so easily.
But recognizing you is, my responsibility as your disciple.
An apt observation. One was simply passing by while attending to some important business. One thought it would only be fitting to pay you a visit while in the air.
Wait, Paima wasn't aware of any important... Cloud Retainer's right! We've still got something.
Oh, is that so? But it's been so long since we last saw each other.
One simply desired to see you and had no intention of interrupting your work. A quick conversation should suffice for today. A more involved reunion should wait until you find yourself less occupied.
I understand. That should be fine.
While one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though Adepti blood flows through your veins, it still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now, respected and independent.
Cloud Retainer! Stop!
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will refrain from going into each and every story.
Wow, you've been to so many new places since the last time we spoke. If you ever need anything, please also forgive me for my presumptuousness,
A human name?
You really think so?
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would hardly.
Can you?
Ah, I assume that's an adeptus of your...
Oh, that sounds...
Actually, those
Huh? Wait, so you're really that...
And what of it? Did you...
Not exactly.
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her. It is said that although I did not on top of the drought, the books had upon arrival,
That's incredible.
Mortal record.
Even so, you... Oh, Paimon.
How...
That's a...
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she procured. Moreover, does she...
That?
There is no cause for concern. Wanmin Restaurant's business.
I see.
Huh? But
Can that wait?
You may return to your work, Ganyu.
of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler?
See you around. Whew. Paimon was pretty quick on the uptake there, don't you think?
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. What?
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from the presence of a fine lady.
Oh, I'm far more interested in getting her details than ordering any.
You do it.
No. I think you should. Wait,
What can I get for you today?
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering if you'd be...
What would you like to order?
2 servings of more meat to go. Oh, good.
Shenhe!
Welcome. It's been a while. May I take your order?
Don't welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same line. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and
This is Miss...
Master?
Huh?
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to ascertain one's true identity with such ease?
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize you no matter what form you take. Is something the matter, Master?
Hardly. One simply learned of your employment from your letter and came to check on your well-being.
And check out the great food, too.
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime. My apologies. I'm still on the clock and can't talk for very long.
Well, if it isn't the traveler in Paimon. Are you here for Shenhe? The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So, I've got things covered for now. Go ahead, sit down and enjoy some time with your friends. I'll let you know if things pick up.
Thank you, Chef Mao.
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed a most reasonable and accommodating human. Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Seems like you've been making progress. So by dealing with them, you...
First, I tried to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work, I threaten them with violence. At this point, they usually decide they are in favor of a civil conversation.
Oh,
Oh, a sensible plan. One is gladdened to see you integrate so well into human.
And you, Master? How have you been?
Simply marvelous. Though Mount Outsong has scarcely enjoyed your presence recently, one has hardly found the pleasure of one's own company to be lacking.
I see. Oh, just as expected of Master. I have missed Master quite a bit too. Even though work has been busy lately, I've already had a conversation with Chef Mao about taking some time off soon to visit Master.
Oh, you did? Do make note of such matters in your letters in the future. There's hardly a need to keep one
whoa. Her mood shot up just like that.
By the way, Master, since you are in Liyue Harbor, have you had the chance to visit Ganyu?
Indeed. She is similarly preoccupied with her work. There was time only to exchange a few simple pleasantries.
Ganyu told us the story of Cloud Retainer's name. It was amazing. We never knew how powerful she was before.
I see. In that case, allow me to also share a story about Master's
Oh?
Is that a problem, Master? I believe this to be a good topic of conversation.
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter. Please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Master in response.
Huh. What kind of device?
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again?
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical thunderflash mode. Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion, though he sprinted with all his might. Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the final...
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so? Huh. With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call upon those old fossils for another contest. What is a race without spectators, after all?
Have you been lonely, Master?
Lonely? Huh. At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of an eye. Even one's own self-directed musings can span several days. 'Tis a most foreign sentiment. The mere mention of it is preposterous.
Mm-hmm.
What is the reason for that look upon your face?
It's nothing. It's just... Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect. I was just a little bit confused. Which one of the two is the...
To me, they are both, Master.
Huh. One finds oneself exalted yet again with sweet words of... This is not to say that your words paint an inaccurate...
She got like, what, 2 sentences of what...
Do you have any empty tables?
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
Alright, good luck with the lunchtime rush, Shenhe.
Mm-hmm. I'll...
So much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delights in a multitude of flavors. The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied. In fact,
Everything's so tasty! A bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny? But it smells so delightful. Can we really not eat here?
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share a table.
Okay, I'll ask around. Excuse
Excuse me. Would you mind letting us share a table with you? There are no empty tables left.
Ah, well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys?
Great! Thanks so much. My name is Shiyu, and this is my granny, Yuendai.
Granny?
Yep. Is there something wrong?
No, Paimon's just a bit surprised. She looks so young.
Yeah. A lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's actually much older than she appears. Granny? Why don't you take a seat? Come on, it's not polite to stare.
Huh. Have we met before?
No.
'Tis a fated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
What would you like to eat, Granny? I can order.
I want braised earthworms. They always pop up out of the ground after a rain.
No, not this again. Granny, they're
Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Do people actually eat? Right, that's what Paimon was thinking. Need any help?
help? Oh, do you mean with Granny? Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia. Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten so bad lately. They died young. It's just me and Granny now. Oh, but it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her a lot too. Sure, it's hard at times.
Wow, you're really tough for your age, kid.
You're too kind.
And me? Oh, what about me?
You're tough too, Granny. Plus, you're really gentle.
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was dark. Someone was standing in front of me. She told me to come and...
Huh? That sounds super important.
It was just a dream, so I forgot about it. But I'm in a good mood. You know, I believe I've had this...
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Oh, does that mean you're possessed?
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear and her breathing remains calm and level. One sees no...
Are you sure?
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept?
You're right. Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case...
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense that she looked rather...
A younger version of Granny.
This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
As one said, fate must have brought us together. You may leave the situation to...
Are you sure?
Paimon's Paimon.
Just Shenyun is fine.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first, I'm sorry for asking, but, how do you want us...
Oh, we don't need any payment for this.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. But Miss Shenyun, what exactly can we do to help? All we have to go off is that dream. Where do we start?
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her memories will likely return.
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny, do you...
Why, of course I do. The heavens above, the earth below, the wispy cloud.
Okay, taking that as a...
Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to... If it's true, then maybe...
A martial arts heroine? Oh, Shinto knows tons about Liyue's chivalric tradition.
Are you leaving already?
But I'll go order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu you especially want, I'll just...
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Karmas Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Streetward Rambler? Oh, you mean Madam Ping?
Precisely. Let us meet at you.
It's Shincho! Great, we found you!
That's not a whole lot of information. I can't pinpoint.
Nameless.
That's right. All they knew was that she, after the drought, the way this.
Thanks a lot.
It's nothing at all.
Well, Paimon.
Let me think. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character. It's rare for a chivalry. I've never understood.
We'll be sure to tell you if we.
That's a deal.
Paimon feels like we just. Oh, right. There's a drought in this story too.
Well, so while droughts do have the crops wither.
That sounds.
Yeah. Still. They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Yip. Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai. Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time.
It's no problem at all.
We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh, thank you. Straightward, but Ping, what has amused you so?
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such...
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless, Ping, one would like...
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden? I must say...
Well, approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor? Not a...
It does not require as much as you may think.
Cloud Retainer, Madam Ping! What are you two talking about?
Nothing save for some trivial matters.
Shinto has a theory, but let's save it for when Chuyu and Miss Yu...
Do not be troubled, young lady. Here.
What do you think, Chuyu? Does it match up with what you know of your granny?
According to this story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianhan. Maybe... I don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in her attic full of a bunch of weird sigils. I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains.
Is that so? Then please drink as much as you like. There's no need to hurry. At our age, it's always nice.
Thank you.
Okay, since...
Sure thing. What would...
I have a secret I want to tell you. Well, I've been
Oh! About that. Well, must have been a slip of the tongue.
One is in.
I knew it. Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane. I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross. She put me on her back and flew me to her cool Adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I never got the chance. So I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe any of you have ever met an Adeptus like that?
A pure white illuminated crane? The only 2 weeks? Have you ever met one that's pure white, Clabbertina?
That's weird. Well, even if it was just in my head.
Leave it to us! Let's go to Wang's.
Okay. Hup.
Wangshu Inn.
Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes. The fish here is very delicious. And if you look out into the distance, you can I believe I used to have a room here. It had a window. Yes.
I'll come with.
Paimon's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this... What are you doing here all...
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come. If you're here, then there's likely no It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this...
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang continuous fire mechanism.
An impressive imitation.
Paimon knows her all...
Even so, the Archon...
Once one had been one dwelling between...
After the war. Although I do...
One believes there is...
Granny, are you okay?
Perhaps this conversation, should you encounter...
Everyone! I think Granny is finally beginning...
Slowly now.
A long time ago, I stayed here to recuperate from my illness.
So what Shinjo said was true! You did fall ill! Was that why you went into hiding?
I don't remember. I'm very sorry. I was confined to my room in Wangshu. One day, I met a traveling merchant. He told me that the pills were concocted using...
Wait, but if your illness remained dormant and it was all thanks to the pill...
I'm sorry, I don't...
Hey! You're...
Oh, fret not, dear child. Granny...
The recovery of a person's memories is a
Next location. There isn't after all.
Next on the agenda... We're way behind schedule.
Whoa, why are there so many treasure hoarders here? Guess it's time to round up the bad guys.
The hunter becomes the...
Do you remember anything about this place, Granny?
Let me think. I feel, but I don't...
Got it. That's okay.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, I believe I brought... Ah, yes. I brought some sweet snacks with me. Go on, take some. You need to eat a lot if you want to grow big and strong.
Oh, thank you! Then Paimon will help herself.
The merrier.
No touching.
Let me amuse myself a little. The systems shine no longer.
We're way behind schedule. We're way behind schedule. We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda.
Paimon sees an abandoned house. Why don't we take a break over there?
This...
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind. I remember that night. I alone.
Sin?
I don't know. Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy. And so are you, Shui. But you're always going to be different from me.
I don't care what you might...
You're too... All right. Let's not...
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Qingyu Peak. You and I have...
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting.
Climb on. I shall carry you to the top. Oh, such lightness of weight.
All those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not? First, you lose your memory, then your health. Eventually, you end up losing everything. My only wish is to depart.
Does this place feel familiar?
Let me see. How strange. Have I... When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiarity. But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just did...
But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, that's... Paimon was hoping...
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
It's alright. We're not going to give up yet.
Thank you. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount outside? Looks like we've come full circle.
Are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember.
Mount Outsong,
Mount Outsong holds some familiarity to you?
It does, but I can't go back.
Are you feeling unwell?
My head, it feels all heavy and dizzy. I just...
Cloud, Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
Fret not, all will be well. Yuanda, you may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart and restoring your lost memories. It currently resides at Mount Outsong.
Wait, really? When did you do...
I never leave anything to chance. All will reveal itself when we arrive.
Опа.
Beautiful treasures are a cause for great happiness. We're way behind schedule.
Ух. Еще.
Perhaps whoever left these behind was also fulfilling a contract.
Healthy.
Come on, just tell Paimon already!
Here, this is
Huh? But isn't this...
precisely a periodic soothing
Whoa, what a cool... We could have come to Mount Out...
How preposterous. We Adepti can only help the
Paimon thinks...
as previously met.
Whoa, Paimon can feel...
And you went. It appears.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left.
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so...
Granny! Granny, are you okay?
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have returned.
Wait, did you just call her by her full name? Does that mean you already knew each other?
Yes. I now remember everything.
Granny, please don't cry. I'm here.
Oh, don't worry, my dear child. Granny, I'm so sorry, everyone. You've gone to so much trouble on my... It's all come back to me now. The most important thing that I had forgotten.
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Claiming a truth long buried is sure to come with a myriad of
No, it's okay. Now that I've remembered, I must face my memories head on. Shuyu, everyone, I cannot thank you.
Please, Granny, don't force yourself.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exactly the same. Some time ago,
Is this the sin that you mentioned in Joyun Karst?
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form. I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. Whenever I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right, I followed her teachings.
50 years ago?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. I wanted to travel the land, but I was still far from being a real adeptus. She warned me that the potion's effect.
Oh no. So that was
it because... Indeed. Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick.
Oh no.
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living up. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face. I was convinced that she would not support my decision, but that was only the beginning. Along with my memory, looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was...
Granny!
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Tea pills concocted using the master. Don't tell me. That...
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not?
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity...
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. Possessed a certain fondness for... One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One...
Oh, wait! Paimon's confused! So, Cloud Retainer, you found...
One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses. In truth, But soon, unwilling to begrudge, wishing to grant you a life without regret. As for how to, one took as one expected. One was quite torn. Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable. Even considering your loss of memory, one was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with adeptal blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you have been lost during the night. Skyward! Scatter! Stray clouds converge! Skyward! Scatter! Hello? Skyward! Seize the skies! Those monsters would hardly... One was after, in the end, to see you... Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait! But if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale. Just as you went, upon finding you burned, when one asked you, one had no choice. It bears mention, perhaps. Now, all one has still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Memories are most meaningful when...
Master, I must add...
One has never... When it is time for... 'Tis a refuge. One speaks, of course, of a place not... 40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Even the... Fortunately, you were able to...
So...
One will help...
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
Master, you've already done... I don't know how I...
Granny? Please don't...
Don't be sad, dear child. Don't forget to eat...
I promise...
Good girl. Good. I won't stop. That's a good girl.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise.
That's a good girl. I'm so sorry, Master.
You.
Let her be. At her age, crying is... Tears are a necessary part of maturation. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should...
I always believed we would see each other again, that our days of separation would finally end, and all my troubles would be behind me. If only things could stay this way forever.
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up. Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you. After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Grilled chicken drumsticks. Was Paimon sleeping just now? Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all.
Madam Adept.
Oh, Shuyu, you're awake. How do you feel?
I feel a little better. Thanks. I know I'll see Madam Adeptus. Could I, ask you something? Would you take me in as a disciple?
Oh. And have you reason?
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. She felt really bad, but without that mistake, I would have never been born. Even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. I could become a cool adeptus like you and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny wanted to do.
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that. If this is what you just—
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus. No,
Chuyu, are you sure about that? Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret. We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like chinchin and violet grass. If you join them, you'll never enjoy one-man restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. One has never enforced such a— Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment. So long as one retains a pureness of spirit, one's dietary proclivities are quite—
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, ish.
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, its location does preclude access to certain finer mortal— That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Shu Yu shall have the honor of becoming—
Whoa! You're leaving Mount Outsong?
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. From the very beginning, yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu, Shenhe, Yuendai, they all chose a life among the mortal world. One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there. One could hardly offer an— Why are you all so—
Paimon is, just a bit shocked, that's all. So, does this mean we can grab a meal together in Liyue?
One has precious little time to squander. However, if one finds oneself otherwise unoccupied, one would not be opposed to the idea. One will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor. You should take care to avoid disclosing one's true identity.
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret. So, when can we expect to start—
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key. One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase, but what is more—
Seems like you've really thought of everything. Then how about we meet up in Liyue Harbor in 2 days?
A sensible plan. See you then. Oh, also, why don't you take this suspense insomnia mechanism—
Awesome! Thanks, Cloud Retainer! Hey, didn't we promise Shincho that we'd tell him what we found out? Should we make a trip to the Feiyun Commerce Guild? It's totally up to you.
if you lie on the grass, you can feel the heart.
We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda.
Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of ordinary valuables. Such intense scrutiny is hardly necessary.
To be quite honest, you're insistent. In what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I have to be careful. Yes, you can never be too careful.
We're here, Cloud! Miss Shenyan, what are you guys—
Perfect timing. This ignoramus is questioning the authenticity of my wares. I'll have you know, these items have remained untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years. To question their legitimacy is pure folly.
Several...
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see. Passed down...
Yep, they've definitely been around a while. We can vouch for her on...
Hear that? Had I not found myself in need of Mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Indeed, you should consider it an honor to even have... doubt their authenticity any further, and I may just...
Whoa! Please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that I lack the knowledge to judge the true worth of these items. If you could wait but a moment, I've hired an expert to appraise them for me. He should be here shortly.
An expert, you say? Very well. I will wait for a little while longer, then. Traveler, Paimon, this is my new residence. If you have cause to seek my company in the future...
Master! Oh, it's you two again. Hello.
Shoo-you! You got a new outfit! It looks...
Mm-hmm. Master made it for me. I like it too.
Huh? You know how to make clothes?
Do I know how to make clothes? With the support of the proper mechanism, sewing...
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just left them outside.
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably sort through my stuff a bit first. Everything's kind of messy right now, so maybe you could, not look yet, Master? Yeah, that'd be...
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. No matter. Now, this expert you mentioned. When can we expect her?
Soon. Here, allow me to make some introductions. This is Mr. Zhongli, a well-respected consultant at Wangshang Funeral Parlor and an expert in all manner of valuables and antiques. Mr. Zhongli, this is Miss Shen Yun. She's the one who's looking to sell...
If it isn't Miss Shen Yun. It has been...
Indeed, most serendipitous.
Quite well, thank you. I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent harvest. The experiences left me with such insight and peace.
So...
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Shen Yun is a well-regarded collector and appraiser. She is well-versed in all fields, and oft-celebrated for her impeccable taste.
You are too kind, Mr. Zhongli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail. I can say without a doubt that you are foremost in that regard.
Why, you flatter me, Miss Shen Yun. It would seem that you are as...
Not at all, Mr. Zhongli. Not at all.
While I am loath to butt into this conversation, I must ask, you two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a cordial relationship. Can I be certain that...
A preposterous accusation! The heavens and...
Miss Shen Yun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust. If that proves to be beyond your capabilities in this instance, this transaction may be taken elsewhere.
Say no more. Let us depart.
I jest! What fool would still harbor doubts after Mr. Zhongli himself had... I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Mr. Zhongli...
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. though one may not immediately perceive its purpose. The same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess an item that so perfectly blends mechanical I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world. With that in mind,
All right. Since I hired you as my then in that case, Miss Shenyun, I'll take...
The Northland Bank? Huh. Oh, you refer to the fiduciary house.
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays. In that case, I'll be off for now. I'll return to collect the goods once you've received the funds.
Jean-Louis!
my friends.
We've been great. How about you? Paimon didn't know you were such a busy consultant.
My days have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quietly enjoying a cup of tea when Mr. Xiaozu requested my services. As for you, Miss Shenyun, I presume...
I must say, the name Shenyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you. Perhaps you could dispense of that particular epithet in further conversation.
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a friend should?
Well, that it... Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists such that others may address you with it. One is hardly ignorant of that fact.
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights over the years, Cloud Retainer.
One has indeed. One's previous stays were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move and settle, one has gained a much better appreciation of the hubbub and commotion of the city, as well as the people's hard work and ardor. This city is much changed from how it was more than 1,000 years ago.
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow. From turmoil to peace, enlightenment to aspiration.
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get all sentimental on us.
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one plays the host as we try some specialty dishes together? One must profess great interest in...
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were at the table on that occasion, so logic dictates that you should have already tried.
Oh? What occasion was this?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must have been too preoccupied to secure yourself a portion. Or perhaps our other companions simply availed themselves of faster reflexes on that occasion.
Huh! Hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. It is settled then. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu, triple layered consommé. We shall enjoy the lot. One has already passed word to Shenhun Ganyu to make a reservation. It is prime time for them to meet one's newest disciple. Is that agreeable to everyone?
It should be a most splendid...
Shu Yu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhang...
A humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Zhengli.
That should be everyone, right? Let's go!
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even just one...
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the right preparation, certain dishes can be too delicious to resist.
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon! Hey, wait up!
Чего? Раз, два. Понятно.
Astra. Thank you for Add Astra at.
Next on the agenda. Next on the agenda. Next on the agenda. Didn't see that coming. Next on the agenda. Next on the agenda. Next on the agenda. We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda. behind schedule. Come on, focus. We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda, I can fix this. Come on, focus. We're way behind schedule. We're way behind schedule. Something of a luxury came from the courtyard. No touching. Next on the agenda.
Hey, boss. The name's Gaming. I'm a guard.
The hero's valor ripples through his robe.
It's so nice to do. I've never had dim sum at Shinue Kiosk before, but it should be quite the Ooh, and that's Paimon's stomach right on cue telling her it's time to go find Gami. Let's go!
Oh, you're here early. I just ordered. The food should be out in a second. Sit down.
Let's all take a seat.
Here, hand me your cups.
Oh, thank you.
Wait, You weren't supposed to drink that, Paimon. That was for you to rinse your utensils.
That's a thing? Wow, so much delicious.
That most of the time, though.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Eat, eat. What about you, traveler? Is the food to your liking?
Paimon's gonna take you up on that. Fill it up. Oh, listen. Paimon's figured it out. Let's think about this for a second, Gaming. You and that would explain why you try to keep your... Huh?
More often than not.
Oh, you...
Okay. Enough with the teasing.
What?
My dad is just my dad, but that's just not who I am.
Have you ever talked, about your...
Of course I have. I told him I wanted to be a wushu dancer. That I want... According to my dad, though.
Oh, that's...
I'm sure he thought I would come around eventually, but one day, in the end, don't get him... No. But my dad's... I knew talking... But in the past, and you can't just... Still.
Paimon and...
Okay.
Actually, we told Xianyun that...
Oh?
Are you interested in...
Oh, no. It's just that I happen to know Auntie Shin. Oh, I know that she came to see me a few days ago.
Is that...
It's one thing to...
Yeah, she...
It would be such a...
Great.
We're way behind schedule.
Ganyu! Come on, wake up! Some friends have arrived.
Hello, friends.
Oh, I have some mint oil. Perhaps we should try that. A guest at Wanmin restaurant recommended it to me. I've tried it. Its stimulative effects are much stronger than what can be achieved from chewing on mint. Apologies in advance.
Wait, Shenhe?
See? It worked. She's awake.
Are you okay, Ganyu? Do you need some water? Or maybe some...
I'm fine. I just feel chilly all over.
Huh. Was it that effective?
Chilly, huh? Master always says a cool head leads to means exact...
Was I asleep? Must have been around the time I usually take my midday nap.
Did you not sleep last night? That does seem to happen to you often. Perhaps you should come work at Wanmin restaurant with me. We get off at 10 on the dot every night without
I could never. I'm sorry. I seem to have missed your name. You are...
Me? My name is Gaming. I work as a guard for the Secure Transport Agency.
Gaming. The name sounds familiar. I believe I've heard your name mentioned around the Ministry of Civil Affairs. People tell me you're an extremely enthusiastic worker, and you are very
well, you know me.
My name is Ganyu. This is Shenhe, and this is Yao Yao.
It's an honor to finally meet you all. Oh, you must be here for Auntie Xianyun's kite-making workshop, right?
Yes. I have neither made nor flown a kite before. As long as Master is willing to teach, I am willing to learn.
Me too. I want to participate in the kite flying competition with my best. Plus, it's more meaningful if you make the kite yourself, right?
Your best friend didn't come with you?
Well, Chi-Chi's been super busy. Oh, I also brought bandages.
Wow, you're...
As for myself, I was originally planning to buy a ready, but Cloud Retainer is always going out of her way to look after her juniors, wanting us to have the best there is. It was so thoughtful of her to arrange. My motivation for being here might...
Well, we're all here.
Who is it that speaks of oneself in such an ill-tempered tone?
Oh, come on! You clearly heard Paimon!
Master stopped to buy grilled tigerfish to share with everyone. Come get it while it's still warm.
Oh, Paimon, sorry, Miss Illuminated Bird! Paimon always knew you were the smartest, coolest, and prettiest Adeptus. So delicious. Paimon's life is complete!
It appears that we've ended up with quite a few participants indeed. The materials are over here. The regular as for how to make the kite, one assumes you all made sure...
Paimon may have focused a little Paimon knew she could count on you, Traveler.
One will wait under this tree and avail oneself of the cool air while one digests. Do not hesitate to seek one's company.
We're not in any hurry.
Hey, Gaming! Want a team?
Huh? I have to participate?
You're that
No, it... What do you think, Shiyu? Is there a particular...
I want to swap! True. Auntie Cloud Retainer, look! I met you.
Very good. Your frame is nice and sturdy. This design...
Yeah. What color are you going to make it, Yao Yao?
If you are asking for one's own opinion, when giving a gift, the key consideration is the recipient's feelings.
Oh, hey!
With age comes with...
Oh, cool! I'm gonna start painting.
Good. One will watch. You two seem strangely unoccupied. One was under the...
Oh, we actually haven't started yet, but we're going to start,
Next on the agenda... Shenhe, it would be great if you could refrain from putting things on my horns from now on. They're really quite...
I see. My apologies.
Thank you. No harm done.
Good. Could I touch them just once more, though? No oil or anything this time. I've just always wondered what Miss Ganyu's horns feel like.
Huh? Please, I told you. Just call me Ganyu. Well, alright. Just be gentle.
Firm to the touch with no discernible temperature. Well, not unlike certain medicinal plants I've eaten before. Still, Ganyu appears to be shaking like a cat whose whiskers have just been touched. I should stop. Then I'll apply the oil to your forehead next time.
Oh, no need. I'll just refrain from taking afternoon naps outdoors. Anyway, we should probably get started on our kite. Perhaps we should just choose the most traditional style.
Okay.
Well, they seem to be getting along swimming. We should get started on our kite now. Let's go! First, we have to decide on the shape. Hey, what are you laughing at? Oh, if nothing else, maybe we're not at... Now,
All right, gather around, everyone.
Oh, Shenyun's calling us.
Let one take a look.
Wow! Ganyu and Shenhe made a scissor-tailed swallow. It's so pretty. Yep. The coloring makes it look a lot like Master.
If the tail wasn't split in two like that, it might even be a spitting. If you look.
I did the painting. I stared at the paper for quite some time, but or should I say that I'm...
Oh, well, now that you mention it, Paimon can see it.
Exactly.
No way. You can paint with your eyes closed? Wow. The disciples of Adepti really are something.
You are most filial, Shenhe. One is flattered by the likeness.
The Swanee that Gaming and Shuyi.
The eyes and ears here, Golden Fin.
What about your kite, traveler?
Its self-important countenance bears a striking resemblance to that of a...
It makes her look like she's already won the competition. Well, that's gonna happen one way.
Is that the Jade Chamber?
Oh? Who dares attempt such a flagrant display of impropriety by releasing a kite into one's territory without one's permission? Oh, and to do so by making use of this crude piece of mortal machine. One simply must know who it is that possesses such impertinence. Continue attaching the strings, everyone. One will be but a moment.
Cloud Retainer! Traveler, Paimon, could I trouble you to go after Cloud Retainer?
Master's going to be okay, right?
I'm more worried about the person who released the kite.
There's wind up ahead. Looks like we can glide over. It's right there.
This fontaine.
Now is hardly an opportune time for your musings. Someone among us was not sufficiently attentive, and now the kite has vanished.
Calm yourself. Do you have any recollection of its last location?
One believes it drifted in the direction of... Perhaps it is mere happenstance, but one feels a certain sense of dread at the thought.
Your concern is misplaced, surely. Cloud Retainer is either in the city looking after her disciples, or secluded in her abode attending to her research. She will not know on the subject of said kite, however. One simply must remark on the genius of its...
Still thy tongue. If Cloud Retainer were to hear you profess such a thing, we can both say farewell to any further use of the Supreme Cuisine Machine.
One presumes that this kite belongs to you.
Huh?
Regard the situation with which we are now confronted. This is all
one's fault. One seems to recall that releasing the kite was no solitary endeavor. Say something, Mountain Shaper. Surely you can think of something to appease her.
Further explanation shall only fan the flames of her wrath.
We can hardly avoid her forever. That may suffice during Lantern Rite. But what about the Moon Chase Festival? Sooner or later, she will discover our true identity.
Hello?
Go retrieve the kite.
Absolutely not. You retrieve it.
That is not our kite.
Oh, so when it...
I truly possess no inkling of who could have released a kite into your esteemed domain.
Verily, verily, we were but delighting in the surrounding scenery. This locale is home to such exquisite... Well, and if that's all...
We finally caught up. You sure? Mooncarver? Mountain?
You?
Okay, now, I'm on...
It is of no consequence. Long...
Then you are...
How could one feel anger at the sight of two old friends enjoying themselves? One is also well aware of...
We were... However, we are...
Your prowess...
One has guests to attend. Traveler, Paimon, do try to keep up.
We're leaving already?
They're back.
After you left, Gao Ming offered to...
Before he left, he's...
Oh? What did he say?
He said... He looked quite deep.
Now that you mention it, Gao Ming did see...
A reflection of himself. If I were a kite, I would cherish that tether as a symbol.
Shenhe?
It may be, if Gaming truly sees a kite as a
Well, people often have different points of view depending on their mindset and experiences, right? It's actually quite normal.
Just like some people can eat spicy food, but others won't go anywhere near it?
Exactly. That's why tolerance and understanding are as important as they are.
Tolerance and understanding? What brought about this conversation?
We were just chatting. You don't have to butt in on every...
One was merely doing a bit of cooking. Night fast approaches. If you are otherwise unoccupied...
Oh, it's been so...
Worry not. One has prepared a variety of meat and vegetable dishes. One is more than familiar with everyone's culinary proclivities. Shenhe, Ganyu, come with me.
Whoa, what's with all the secrecy? You're not trying... If you're ready to serve the food, we...
I can feel the wind brushing against my legs. This is a bit embarrassing. Is the headpiece secure? I should have asked Cloud Retainer to check before I stepped outside.
How do we look?
She asked them just like that.
You look pretty too, Ganyu! Oh, how should Paimon put it? You both look so elegant and refined. Those outfits really suit you both.
Given that one employed the services of the best tailor in all of Liyue, one would expect nothing less. colors have you been partial to lately, Shenhe and Ganyu?
Lately? Why is Cloud Retainer suddenly asking about what colors we like?
I like black.
One is gratified to see one's disciple has inherited one's own tastes.
The color black doesn't get dirty easily. A virtue I've come to value recently.
And you, Ganyu?
I favor blue and black.
And the material is sufficiently comfortable, yes?
Yes, very. I simply cannot thank you enough, Cloud Retainer, for this gift. And the kite, too.
Thank you, Master.
One is content, as long as you are pleased with the gift. One hopes these garments will see much use.
Seems like your supreme cuisine machine is just getting better and better, Xianyun. This golden crab's particularly good. The shell's deliciously crunchy, and the meat inside is so succulent and sweet. It's a good thing Gaming isn't here, or Paimon would have to duel him for the food. You know, with chopsticks.
He traveled all this way on account of the kite-making workshop, and he spent the whole afternoon looking after Shuyu. One was hoping to treat him to a meal. Oh well. One will just have to extend one's thanks.
It's rare for someone to make such a good impression on you, Cloud Retainer.
One has high standards. He appears to be a young man of much merit, and one is not the type who would see such potential squandered.
It appears that he wishes to break free from the kite string that tethers him.
Kite string? Huh. What strange metaphors you speak in, Shenhe.
Where do we even begin?
One has only heard that
He ran away from a...
Oh?
Ran away, you say?
Oh, okay. Paimon just hopes he won't mind.
What?
This shall not do. Lantern Rite fast approaches. We must make haste. As one was contacting various tailors around Liyue, one could not help but be reminded of Minogius. He possessed a singular talent for clothing design. He had an exquisite eye, not just for fabric selection and color pairing, but also at a gathering of adepti. Bonanis once complained in secret to some of the ladies in attendance that the skirt Minogius made for her was too long and practical, lamenting that it would only hinder her in battle. However, when one asked Minogius' opinion, he remarked that the train of the skirt would serve to enhance her adeptal and later... one means to say, it is a time to address problems before they turn into regrets. Fate is fickle. The cruel reality of...
That's nice and all, but...
Do you have any ideas, Cloud Retainer?
Perhaps adeptal arts could be of use. No.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Combining our efforts is a fun... Aha! One has an idea. How about this? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Now then, I count...
So far? Да.